This one's one of my favorite topics because I have some personal connection with it. I grew up with a Labrador. So if you know labs, they eat everything they can get their hands on. So my name is Megan. I've been a veterinary assistant for about a year now, working in the veterinary field for 2. I have a lot of personal connection with this topic, as I said, because I grew up with a big old dog. His name was Bear. He ate everything in sight. And one day when we came home when I was 10 years old, my brother and I had walked home from school and we saw our huge 100-pound dog seizing on the back porch, just full-on convulsions. So of course we called our parents, freaking out, and my parents quickly came. They loaded him in the car and took him to Dove Lewis Emergency Animal Hospital, conveniently located like 2 blocks away from here. So 4 days and $4,000 later, we get Bear back from acute toxicity caused by slug poison, which my mom had left out in the backyard to protect her tomato plants from a recent slug infestation. So my family actually, my dad had this car as like a graduation present, and he actually sold it because we couldn't afford those medical bills, but we loved our dog and we had to do everything for him. And I feel like a lot of people in the room feel the same way, because 68% of the US household owns a pet, according to this American Pet Owners Survey, which was done by an insurance company. So what is toxicity? Toxicity is poison. Some substances are toxic in any amount, but some substances are toxic just in large amounts. So we have a lot of things that are toxic to dogs here. This is all from Veterinary Partner, which is a great source that I really recommend that if you have an animal, please use Veterinary Partner as a source. Do not go to PetMD or the internet because there's a lot of weird stuff on there. But dogs are allergic to, or not allergic to, what is toxic to dogs is we all know chocolate, a lot of us knows raisins. Garlic and onions, shockingly, are a no-go. NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, are terrible for the dog's liver. It causes acute hematosis and just blood everywhere. Marijuana, with the recent legalization of weed, we have, even just at Banfield where I work, this marijuana toxicity through the roof with pets. And it can be extremely dangerous. It's not typically a killer, thank God, but keep your marijuana safe, please. Xylitol, which is found in like gums, and then of course, rat killer. It's really designed to kill organisms, so it's gonna kill your pet. I'll go into cats too. Again, a lot of the same stuff, non-steroidal, anti-inflammatory, some medications as an antidepressants, stimulants, like ADHD medication. Those are extremely toxic to cats. Lilies, as we all kind of know, it's coming out that a lot more pets are being sensitive to essential oils, usually tea tree, but not limited to. I would go research on your own which ones are not safe for pets, because there's quite a few if you have a cat at home. And then we've got like Frontline. Dog flea medication is actually extremely toxic to cats, causes seizures and death even, and a lot of the time people don't know that and apply it to their cat because they're like, I need flea meds, and now they have a dead cat. Dead fleas too, but so signs of toxicity, they can affect pets in many different ways, but it's typically within 4 different quadrants. We've got kidney failure, liver failure, gastrointestinal issues, or internal bleeding. So all of those different toxicities affect the pet's bodies in different ways, but we have a different ways of seeing that here. So with kidney failure, we would see a lot of vomiting, diarrhea, inappetence, excessive thirst because they're trying to help their kidneys, so they just drink a lot, and they don't get anywhere. Liver failure, I think the best way of noting this is liver failure, we all kind of know, like with, you turn a little yellow with liver failure, that's a known thing. So if you see that your pet's like pale, mucous membranes are pale or yellow, emergency, go to the emergency room. Anytime your pet's coughing up blood, just go to the emergency room. If you're freaked out, they're freaked out. So treatment of this, the best way is decontamination, which means to make them vomit it up. That can only happen 2 hours after exposure. So that's what the drug called apomorphine. It costs about $50. Cerenia stops the vomiting, $45. So you quickly rack up quite a bit of money with treatment. That's the best way to save money too, is by decontamination. If you have to go further, IV fluid therapy is needed just to flush the system. You have to get activated charcoal in their system because that soaks up the remaining toxin in their belly. So if you catch it early, you're looking at hundreds. If you don't, you're looking at thousands. So how to avoid it? don't welcome known poisons in your house like my mom did. If we had known that our really dumb dog would get into a terrible tasting poison, we never would have put it in our backyard. There is actually a lot of natural alternatives, like my mom switched over to beer. They'll actually go in there and drink the beer and then drown in it. So keep dangerous food up high, keep it in cabinets. Same with medications, always practice safe medication storage. And what to do if it does happen, because it's going to happen. You can't be perfect. They're never perfect. So go to a vet as fast as you can. Go to an emergency center if it is an emergency, if your pet's bleeding or vomiting or anything. Or you can reach out to the ASPCA poison control as well as the pet poison helpline. That'll actually give you a very quick helpline. They'll talk you through whether or not you need to go to the emergency room. And I really hope that never happens to your pets, but thank you for listening.